Welcome back into the Sports Source. Usually we do quick slants here. Today we're quick slants with the topic. We could spend an entire hour on the Les Miles situation, but since that has worked itself out, at least for the next few months, we'll pass on that. Tennessee has 3 opponents next year that will have new coaches. Let's start with the first one they'll face, the battle at Bristol. Memphis's Justin Fuente moves to Virginia Tech. You're only going to have tape of him from Memphis and then tape of Virginia Tech going against Liberty in their opener next year. Any concerns about going up against this guy so early in his tenure at Virginia Tech?
I think there's a little bit of a concern, in particular if he brings Paxton Lynch with him,
Yes.
which he cannot. But I think what's going to happen is he is going to bring a 20th century offense, I guess, to Virginia Tech. Their offense hasn't been very good. And even though I don't know that he's going to inherit a lot, I think he's such a good offensive mind. I think he could create some problems for Tennessee with what he does offensively.
And plus, Bud Foster is going to be staying there, the longtime defensive coordinator. So that.
Oh, I missed that. They've already announced
They've
that.
already announced that.
I missed that one. Okay. Virginia Tech was 9th in the ACC, I think, in passing this year. So, again, you just wonder if he may be able to milk something more out of the guys that are coming back. Okay, here's the bigger one, though, long-term for Tennessee. South Carolina reportedly targeting Alabama defensive coordinator Kirby Smart. You know how these things go. As of yesterday, Les Miles was fired. So these are the reports that South Carolina targeting defensive coordinator Kirby Smart. Missouri now might target Houston's Tom Herman because they wanted Fuente gone. They also like Matt Campbell from Toledo, who took the Iowa State job yesterday. So Missouri and South Carolina, you know their histories. You know that these last 2 coaches they've had have been the best in their histories. Will Tennessee have a better record moving forward against South Carolina and Missouri than they've had, say, the last few years?
I think it's a wild card with South Carolina because South Carolina has a lot of talent down there that if they can keep it. But I think Missouri's the one that that's probably going to push them back a little bit. I mean, Gary Pinkel was such an important coach for them as far as bringing their program into national prominence. So I think South Carolina's a question mark, but I think Missouri, Tennessee is going to take advantage of the situation against Missouri.
About a minute.
I think they repeat back to normal. I think South Carolina and Missouri go backwards at least for the next 5 to 6 years. So I think you're going to have a better record.
Whoever lands at South Carolina is going to be recruiting against a really good Clemson. Spurrier went in there against Tommy Bowden. It's a different ball game for the guy who walks in there now because Clemson and Dabo Swinney have it rolling. You agree?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Will because I don't think whoever Missouri hires will be as good as Gary Pinkel, the all-time winningest coach, and I don't think who South Carolina hires will be as good as Spurrier. And I know Spurrier dipped down at the end, but he had 3 consecutive 11-win seasons, so I'm going to say Tennessee will have a better record.
And he kept guys in state.
Yeah,
it was when Clemson passed him by in recruiting is when he went south.
That's right.
Chuck.
I'm not really sold on those Alabama defensive coaches going anywhere and doing much good anyway.
Yeah.
He's got a little sincerity remembrance syndrome.
And I say that in all sincerity.
And we'll end on that. All right, when we come back, Chuck versus Pearl. Who won the year-long struggle, the battle between those 2 guys over the last 11 games of the schedule? And what will the predictions be for next year's regular season record? We'll be making those picks way too early. Next, come on back.